The Umbrella Academy ended with its fourth season, and it had an equal parts heartbreaking and hopeful ending, with a very emotional and special mid-credit scene. After facing different apocalypses and threats throughout 3 seasons, the Umbrella Academy has now ended, and it saw the Hargreaves dealing with another apocalypse, though one that felt very personal. After the Umbrella Academy Season 3's ending left them in a new timeline where Reginald, Combe was the most powerful man and they no longer had their powers. Season 4 caught up with the Hargreaves and Lila, Ritu Arya, 6 years later. The Hargreaves had parted ways and moved on, living normal lives for the first time, but they were brought back together for a rescue mission. The Umbrellas, with Lila and Sparrow Ben, had to find Jennifer, Victoria Saul, but this mission led to shocking reveals about her, Ben's, Justin H. Min, death, their connection to Jennifer, and the end of the world. 5. Aidan Gallagher learned that the only way to fix the multiverse and restore the main timeline was through their sacrifice, and so the Hargreaves erased themselves from history, but the Umbrella Academy Season 4 had one final emotional tribute for the team. The flowers represent the members of the Umbrella Academy who sacrificed themselves. The flowers glowed like the marigold. The Umbrella Academy Season 4 mid-credit scene flowers. Jennifer was the host of the Durango particle, the opposite of the marigold, both created by Reginald's wife, Abigail, Lisa Repo Martel. Abigail explained to the Hargreaves that, when Durango interacted with a marigold, it unleashed an unstoppable physical reaction that led to the extinction of everything, an event the Keepers called the Cleanse. However, Ben was unaware of this and he got too close, physically and emotionally, to Jennifer, triggering the Cleanse and thus the end of the world. Ben and Jennifer merged into a monstrous creature that consumed everything and grew more and more until it destroyed the world. 5 had an encounter with his variants at a diner in one of the subway stations, and thanks to them, he learned that the marigold's arrival on Earth shattered the timeline and created a multiverse. Because of this, the Hargreaves were doomed to end the world over and over again, but there was a solution. The Cleanse would destroy the broken timeline and restore the main line, but to succeed, it had to consume all the marigolds, meaning that the Hargreaves had to sacrifice themselves. The Hargreaves let themselves be consumed by the Cleanse and the main timeline was successfully restored. The final scene in the Umbrella Academy Season 4 showed the main timeline and how characters from past seasons, such as the Handler, Grace, Hazel, and Agnes, are now living completely different and happy lives without the Hargreaves. The Hargreaves' sacrifice erased them from history, so no one remembers them now. However, the Umbrella Academy's mid-credit scene showed 8 golden flowers blossoming next to a tree, representing and paying tribute to the Hargreaves and Lila after their sacrifice made that world, and their safety, possible. The flowers don't mean the Hargreaves siblings can come back to life. The Hargreaves are really dead now. The golden flowers in the mid-credit scene of the Umbrella Academy Season 4 let out some particles just like the marigolds did, which can lead to the belief that the Hargreaves can return thanks to them. It's unlikely the flowers are marigolds, and the sparkles were just a visual way of confirming that they represent the Hargreaves. Restoring the main timeline meant that the marigolds never made their way to Earth, though whether they were released at all is unclear, and thus the Hargreaves never existed. It's important to remember that the marigolds created the 43 children, as they were born to women who weren't pregnant when the day began. Without the marigolds, none of those children existed, so there's no way the Hargreaves can come back to life, and it's understood that they didn't get variants in this new timeline. How the Umbrella Academy's flower scene fits the show's themes and message. The Umbrella Academy's flower scene is there for a reason. The themes of family, love, and sacrifice were more present than ever in the Umbrella Academy Season 4. Contrary to the previous times they parted ways, the Hargreaves kept in touch this time, and they didn't hesitate to team up again. Allison, Diego, and Lila already had families in the Season 4 timeline, so they made the heartbreaking decision of taking them to safety before their sacrifice. The flowers are a way to honor their sacrifice, and though their families might not remember them now, their sacrifice definitely wasn't in vain.